Excuse me, Spider-Man, would you mind if I quickly had sex with your ship?
In a sea of endless spaces, but my mind's in different places. I just wanna be with you. You make me tremble.
Hello and welcome to the Nidd whitelist server. There we go. That's a generic one, so you can use the second one, and I'll use the first one
Okay.
because that's what I use for my solo stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that's a useful tip actually for people who have no idea how to start. Is you come up with like a couple of words that you just say, and then when you start, that means every time it's like a switch. You know that you're starting,
Uh-huh.
and it makes it easier to start.
Okay.
Same with you'd come. That's what catchphrases are for.
Very
Anyway,
Anyway.
we're doing a conveyor system.
We are.
Yes, you've done some welding.
I have.
Thank you very much for that.
No problem. It's not
conveyors.
complete. We still need some grids and things, but it's complete enough that we can see where things need to connect to.
I have a connector that leads down to a cargo container,
Yeah.
which leads down to the refineries, and I want to split that off, if it's possible, from the cargo container down to some storage space,
Yeah.
and then have the assemblers feed from that sort of universal storage space.
Okay. Yeah, so it goes into the refineries, and then what we want is for the refineries to pull out and dump into a cargo container everything that they have.
Okay, so we start with the refineries.
Yeah. Underneath,
Um,
maybe? Or
How
over
about
the
I
top?
place a cargo container? And we'll start with that.
Okay. Are the refineries connected to each other? Or at least
They
will be.
should be. They're next to each other. That's enough, isn't it? There should be doors.
Yeah, yeah. What about on both sides?
Yeah, there's at the back, if you come like inside
Yeah.
before the airtight hang a door. They're not finished, but
Yeah.
they are
That's what
connected.
they do. Okay. Okay, so
So we need to run that out of there over in this direction.
okay. It looks like we're coming out of the top. So we can come out of here. Obviously, I mean, we can make this piping go whichever direction you want it to go in, but I'll just send it this way for now.
Right. Where is it coming from?
Okay, so
Out
it's
of
coming out
there.
the top there.
Right. Ah, yes.
Yep.
That'll be all right.
Okay, so if you take it out of there and put it straight into a cargo container, and that means that everything that's refined will go into a cargo. So you'll end up with a
Right.
cargo container that's full of raw ore.
There. Hang on. How do I want to make this? Well, we can change what it looks like afterwards anyway, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking of having... I wonder what these tubes look like if I have them on diagonal. Whether that sort of zigzagged look is a little bit bad looking. Right, so that should be in place. We'll just bring this down here. I was thinking about having like the main... We don't want this running back into the main system though, do we? We want this going directly to a...
Straight to a cargo, yeah.
So never mind that. We'll just go down here for the moment. All of this is liable to change in the
Yeah.
future. I will
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out that cargo container is in completely the wrong spot,
Yeah,
for example.
that's fine. Because just building the links will be fine. Just get all the right things in the right order and then put them wherever we need to put them.
Because this area is supposed to look a little haphazard. It's not supposed to be much of an order to it. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Right, so we've got that there.
Right. So the next thing we want is for the cargo container to connect into the assemblers. And because you want the assemblers to be able to move their raw materials backwards and forwards, we don't want a sorter in this place. So the assemblers will be able to deposit and remove refined ore as they need. They'll be able to help themselves. They won't automatically deposit back, but if another assembler needs something, it'll be able to take it from one of the assemblers that's got it.
Okay.
Yep. Where we need the drain is coming out of the assemblers. We need a sorter that drains components and all of the manufactured stuff into a separate cargo, so that it's always pulling things that have been made and puts that into something. So that.
Okay. How about I put? I'll put a cargo container over here. And then on that cargo container, like directly on it, we can put the sorter.
We can. The sorter is directional. You need to get it facing the right way.
Like that.
I'll take your word for it. Only the person who places it can see the direction until it's welded.
Yeah, it was pointing into the cargo container.
Good. Okay. And then what we'll do once that's built is we just blacklist any of the raw ores or the refined ores, and we set it to drain everything else.
I just realized I put a control panel on something that is basically a control panel anyway. Okay. Can we do the conveyor sorter without it being completed?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
You can like make all the settings in there. It obviously won't work, but
yeah.
The settings can be added.
Okay, that's good. Let's have a look.
Right, and then from that, I can just run that back into there. Making these tubes match the... Maybe I run the tubes under the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a better look. And then just have them poke up into the cargo containers. That way I can have these cargo containers sitting freely across the floor without it having pipes going everywhere.
Yeah.
So I will change them. We will need a sorter from the refineries into the ingot container, won't we? To pull everything out of the refineries?
No, it'll do that by itself.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So cargo containers have a pull
as
to them now.
the assemblers need something, they'll pull it through. So the refineries will...
but if I wanted to just look up
how much
all of the ore that I have in that cargo container, though.
Ah, I see. Yeah. In that case, we would need to deposit everything because it wouldn't read what was in the refinery. We can put a sorter in there just to drain it.
Well, hang on. Before we make any changes to the sorters, I'll put them in the floor.
Okay.
So we'll have a cargo container there. And one in there. I could probably name them straight away too, so that I know which one's which.
Okay. Might be an idea to build those sorters before we put the cargoes on top of them, so that if I jump into the
yep.
so that we can actually weld them. Watch your head, because I've got my welders switched on. Not that you're too concerned about dying, of course.
I have been staying alive lately.
Oh, very good.
As evidenced by the fact I'm going to get health now instead of just respawning.
For me,
it still takes forever to get energy.
Yeah. I'm not really pedantic about it, but if I've got stuff in my inventory, then I'll usually, because of the extra time it takes to loot the body and get rid of the body and that sort of thing, then it seems to cost in.
they're not windows. Suppose they are conveyors. Conveyors annoyingly don't have windows on them, so you can't take stuff out of them.
Yeah, I've never really got that. I'll weld up these cargoes, shall I?
Okay.
Are we happy
And
that
I'll
this is where they're
start
likely to
naming
be?
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not happy, but that's where they'll
Yeah.
stay.
Okay.
So this way, if I just make the decision, then I'll have to work around it from now.
Okay.
Because I'll be too lazy to move them, and then I won't have any indecision later.
Oh, okay. That works.
I don't know how to name these conveyor sorters yet. I don't have a naming system because I haven't really used them. I'll just put 2 ingot container for the moment.
I'm sure something more inventive will arise. Probably when I least expect it.
And what I think I'll have is 2 component and 2 ingot containers as well.
Okay.
They may not be large ones. I'll try and have a system where I can have large and small together. Just so that there's not just these large containers in this room. Like just for aesthetic.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So lots of small ones and stuff. Yeah.
See, I would never think of that.
I've put these blocks along here because I don't want to build to that side yet.
Okay.
That's my guide. Yeah, that's where all these boxes go. I'm going to try and add some other little things as well to make it look more warehousey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some shelves. Not that we have shelves on the server yet, but when we put a decorations mod on, and if anyone watching knows a good and frequently updated decorations mod, because we've had some, like, I've never known how to pronounce his name, the modder Eikester, E-I-K Esther. Yeah, he's got some really nice looking mods, but on like many occasions they've broken our server completely, like corrupted files, and yeah, that's why we're hesitant about adding mods, because we've had stuff like that happen before, where the game updates and then the modders don't update them like ever.
Yeah.
So it then, because we can't, like, once we add a mod, we can't remove it, because if we remove it, then it'll remove those blocks from the server. So if, like, we'd have to go through and manually remove them and make sure that if we remove it, then stuff isn't going to float away, and yeah, damage isn't going to be caused. Yeah, so if someone knows a good decorations pack with, like seats and shelves and TVs. Everyone likes a TV in their place. And one of them would be nice.
I don't like TVs. I don't have one.
I don't have a TV either, but I mean, for aesthetics, having like seats around a TV and then we can all sit and watch the same show.
Pretend like we would watch TV if we were all in the same room, when in actual fact we wouldn't. We'd all be sat with our backs to each other, playing on computers.
But yeah, and then I made a video with, I can't remember who it was with, but one time I did use the TV screen and kind of in editing put a video on there afterwards, and we watched someone else while in game. I don't think I ever released that video though. I can't remember why. That was a good story. Yeah, we did a thing, but I didn't show you, so.
It was some time ago with someone you don't know.
Yep.
I get asked to write emails like that at work.
Yep.
Yeah, indeed.
But so
place the sources.
We've basically got this as far working as I guess we can. Anything else then? What was one of the other things that I wanted? To a disassembler. So I guess I could run from the component container a separate line with another conveyor sorter to a specific assembler that's not connected to the rest.
Yes.
And
And then that assembler, the disassembler, we would then have to feed that back into the assemblers via a sorter that only allowed raw. Oh no, we feed it back into the cargo container, wouldn't we? That contains the refined ore.
and the one last thing that I think I wanted
Yeah.
was to stop it from draining a ship. So if you
Okay.
connect a ship,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing I'm going to have something like some sort of switch to turn on and off from, well, I guess from the cargo container up the top here. So yeah, if you don't want your ship drained, then you can just move the exact stuff that you want into this cargo container, which is temporary holding,
Yeah.
and then disconnect your ship, then switch flick the switch so that this then flows into the rest of the system.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. The other thing that we can do then, we can retrofit this easily as well, is have another pipe that feeds back into this cargo container from the assembly or from the manufactured components that allows you to feed manufactured components back into a ship. So that,
Yep.
I know this isn't something you do much of, but if you were to take a ship out, like a welding ship, you can connect it to the connector rather than stocking it up by
Well,
hand.
I mean, I would have to be able to pull. Well, ingots would be another thing. I'd need to pull back into this temporary one.
Yeah.
Because I'd need to load the Postman Pat van up and send it on its way back to the post
Oh,
office
yeah,
to
yeah.
pay Nordic. I mean, I haven't paid Nordic for the Postman Pat van.
Yeah.
So that would be its first job would be to pay for itself.
Because I haven't discussed terms with Nordic yet. We did agree that that I would discuss terms for. Has he discussed terms with you?
No, he's just given me the van.
That's good, because I did agree with him that as you were likely to be a frequent customer, that we'd discuss some favourable terms. I think we've opened an expense account with him.
Yep. Should we start like advertising jobs for a creditors and debtors managers?
Oh dear. Well, at least it gives me a goal for my mining series with Anubis. It's
I just figured what out here could be an office block, so all my employees can work in here.
okay. Does that include me?
I
I get
you'll
my-
have like the special corner office
Okay, yeah, yeah.
on a round thing.
Uh-huh.
So
And will that be like the highest office in the building?
sure. I mean, I'll probably put you on the bottom floor because I think in space with meteors that's the safest.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
So out here, this is the space that I was. I mean, it's probably not going to happen on this server, but just for like semi role play reasons, it seems like I should put the most important stuff at the back,
Yeah.
and the stuff up here because this could be raided or hit with meteors and
Yeah.
or rogue people who can't fly ships very well.
You never
then
know
I
when you're
kind
going to
of
come
decided-
across one of those.
Yeah, I kind of I decided that pretty much everything I was building was as important as everything else. So I've made plans to put everything in this tiny little space. So I think out here I could build like living quarters and office blocks for my employees because they're obviously not very important, except for you, of course.
Okay, so I get the corner office at the bottom where I'm protected by all the other minions who live above me.
Yeah, they're human shields.
I feel so special.
I'm accepting applications, so I expect you to, in the comments, put applications for specific positions that you wish to apply for in this operation. And there will be a position going for Postman Pat theme song player. Your job will be to monitor everyone and play the theme song exactly when they enter the room.
Oh, good lord. Can I have an exemption from my office for that?
Right, when Thomas the Tank Engine gets built, you can have that theme song just specifically for your.
I'll use it to torture Mia. I know that's the one theme song that gets into his head and he can't get it out. It's the Thomas the
Yep,
Tank Engine song.
and we'll have to use the German version because he doesn't like that as much.
And we'll have to get Minty to write us something like it as well.
Yes, so if you're watching Minty, apparently you're doing all the songs now. So
Yep.
your first job will be to write No Harpsichords, which is by the band Maybe No Harpsichords. We didn't really discuss that. We kind of made the band and the song the same name.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's all in a video. The video is an hour long because I wanted to play a prank on everyone watching. It probably didn't work. Everyone probably stopped watching. But I wrote a song, like, live over that hour. Yeah, so it was called No Harpsichords, I think. We still haven't made that into a song. So since you do music, Minty,
That's
he's
your job.
online.
He's here, isn't he? Can I say something?
Sure. I'm sure that won't confuse him. Do you know, the other day while I was recording, he turned up in his ship and then used my toilet and left.
Oh yeah, I saw.
It's like the second time I played with him. That's what he does.
You know he's going to fit right in.
Yeah. His ship looks quite nice. I'll have to go down
Yeah.
and record with him.
Yeah.
I think he's slowly putting together a second episode. Well, I mean, not slowly. It's just the rest of us have been playing on here so much that we've been pumping them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Minty's ship. I came on the server for something, and I was trying to work out. I came in at a strange angle, so I didn't see what it was straight away. I saw a landing gear, and I thought, oh, Nordic's been to visit. Because
Yep.
anything with landing gear on must be Nordic, obviously. Yeah, and it wasn't until I sort of flew the other way round or something. It was like, oh no, that has to be Minty. Has to be Minty.
Because I'm getting 18 frames in here at the moment, but I'm sorry if people watching actually like worry about how many FPS they're getting, but it's Space Engineers.
And we're full of scaffolding, so
Yeah, I'm used to playing with like 8 frames a second. That was on the old communal platform that we had. It very quickly got to the point where it was 5-8 frames a second, and I played and made videos in there for a couple of months. So I'm just used to this.
My first venture back into gaming after taking a break for a few years was playing Minecraft on a 5 or 8 year old MacBook. So yeah, I never got more than 20 frames, and as soon as the game got larger than 1,000 blocks, it dropped way below that then. So yeah, I came back to gaming with a very jerky experience.
Yep. Yeah, and then once you start, you're used to it.
Yeah. It doesn't really bother me much. Obviously, it's tricky if you're trying to play an FPS game or something.
Oh yeah. In this though, you only really notice when you actually like move your camera at high speed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really don't need it. I mean, I want it, but it's playable.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone over time.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So we'll end here. We have a conveyor system planned out. So I can now build this during the week, and hopefully when we come back, everything's working. And then I can move on to less important stuff.
And in the meantime, I'll get welding.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So, I died. Whoops. I flew into a wall.
Oh dear. Did you have anything good on your body?
A few plates and interior stuff. Oh, I just spawned in the ugly Barry. That's too far away.
Oh yeah, you did.
We need gravity in there. That's one thing I haven't done yet.
Oh, in the ugly Barry?
No, in
Oh,
side.
in here. Yeah.
I find gravity very useful.
Helps keep you
Especially when you got
level.
stairs.
Yeah. Right, did we
But anyway.
say goodbye already or not?
No.
No.
So thank you for watching. We won't bore you anymore. Goodbye.
Goodbye.